The next step in the modification is adding a hinge, and as you can tell, I've gone off center from what most people do. I've gone way off center from what most people do. Way off center from what most people do. And the thinking behind that is I didn't want to have the lid off to one side or the other. If I could have done it, I would have put it right here at the handle, but that would have been intrusive and in the way. So I decided to go with it just slightly away from the handle. When it swings open, it's not right off to the side, it's actually behind where I'm cooking, and it just made a lot more sense to me. So the next step, as you can see, I've already got the top 2 bolts in. Now I need to drill the bottom 4. Now the way I've done this is I drilled the pilot hole. I don't know if you can see that or not. Drilled the pilot hole for the first hole. I'll get that one going, and then I'll bolt it up so that the bracket has a hard time moving. And each consecutive bolt will make it easier to mount it. Might need a new bit. Ow! Hot shaving. Got all the holes drilled. Now it's just a matter of putting everything together. Oh. If I could keep from fumbling around with my fingers. Now, I did run across a particular interesting thing with this. My choice of location for the hinge puts it right over where the rack sits. There's a rack tab right there. I might have to come back in later and grind the back of these bolts off. But we'll just wait and see how it goes. For now, it's just a matter of tightening everything up, putting it back together, and making sure it isn't all cattywampus. That means I need to tighten up the top ones too. The nuts that come in this have a captured lock washer on it, which makes it really nice. The instructions say that you want to paint the holes so that it doesn't rust. My opinion is it's going to get so covered with soot and grease and grime that it ain't going to rust. And if it does, we'll deal with it later. But for now, tighten it up and see what it does. Alright, put this off to the side. Check these screws out. And this is the tab I was talking about right there. We'll see how it does. In fact, let's see how it does right now. Yeah. Ain't no problem. I'm worried for nothing. But I am sweating my... It's nice and hot today. And the weather has finally cleared it up enough that I could actually get out here and do something. It was windy and rainy and miserable, and I still need to do the handle on this thing at some point. Lock pin goes in and the handle goes up. Now you can see what I was talking about as far as my cooking surface. Usually I put the coals back on this side and I cook. Well, maybe there is a problem. Nothing I can't deal with. Put the coals on the back side, and then I cook on the front side, and then indirect heat. Those bolts are awful long. I might have to trim them down. And then after I trim them down, what I'll do is I'll go back in and I'll paint them so that they definitely can't back out. But mod's done.